Deus meus arriva me, tuordam do shock avicilce, tuordam do shock avicilce, Deus meus arriva me. Domine, Domine, exore me, manam vilonta grossa ie, manam vilonta grossa ie, Domine, Domine, exore me, manam vilonta grossa ie, Domine, Domine, exore me.
Jiggy, Jimmer, Tatu, Walter, Gomay. Hello, Ray. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. God bless each and every one of you. So, it's election season once again. Won't be another election for another 5 years. The Irish could be a minority by the time the next election comes around. So I was out canvassing today, hanging up posters. God, Donegal is a big place, so it's not easy getting around all of Donegal, but we're doing our best, alright? So good to see someone here in the live chat. Zarowski, thanks for moderating. Sean Mack. Jane, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Kate Reid, God bless you. Precious Saint, how's it going? Poke, good to see you. Latia, good to see you too. Thanks for joining us. James Meehan, how are we doing? He says he's from West Belfast. Let me know in the live chat where you're all from, please. Scotland Scorpion, good to see you. Angela Gardner, how are we doing? Cup and tea, what about you? Donna, how's it going? She says she's from Scotland, good stuff. Morgan, how's it going? You're in the pub drinking, I think. Hope you're supporting our campaign. If you can't support us on the streets, with feet on the ground, then hope you're supporting us financially with my election campaign. Kilkenny says Sean Mac DBDL1 says he's from Castlefin, Cashlin na Finja. It says Cashlin na Finja May. Poor Niall's worn out. No, I'm not worn out at all. Our ancestors went through a lot worse than that. Summerhill, County Meath says National Nats. Sonia says Belfast. Crypto Boy says Wexford. Poke says County Down. Patrick says evening now. Good stuff. Patrick, I remember you said you want a lamb box or beef box for Christmas and get your orders in. Because I think you only... See, there's only a bit cut-off point. Not this week, but the week after. So make sure you get your order in for your beef or whatever box you want. Beef, lamb, or pork box. If you want them for Christmas, folks, get your orders in. Because, like, mid-December, that's that week, whatever week that is, that's when we're cutting off for Christmas. So make sure you get your orders in. Cork says Latia County. Cavan says Robert. Dublin says Zarowski. Good stuff. Okay, let's hear Lord's Prayer as Keelige, and then we'll get into tonight's action, alright? Nanyam Nahar agus a Vic, agus Spirit Neve, Amen. Arn Nahar a Tar now, go Nefer Daniam, go Dagda the Red, go Yanter the Holler and Tal of Mary Yanter now. Our Narn the Huld were doing you, agus Mike doing our Fecta, Mara Waihamid our Vecta na Fain, Agna Legshin a Gahu, Axir Shina Ulk, Amen. Nanyam Nahar agus a Vic, agus Spirit Neve, Amen. Okay, everybody, how are we all doing today? I'll do it next week, says Patrick. If you do it next week, you should be alright. Hello, Niall, Anne from Donegal Town. Anne, you'll be voting for me, I hope, in the upcoming general election, because Donegal Town is in my constituency. Hello from Devon, says Roll. Northern Ireland is beating Belarus 2-0. Who cares? That's all I'm going to say to that. Who gives a hoot? Our country, Ireland, North and South, has been utterly destroyed. So, Zog Ball is none of my concern. Johnny, good to see you. How's it going, my friend? Support from Filcara, says Mr. Joe Cool. Are you from Filcara, my friend? I was in Filcara the last day hanging up posters, speaking to the people. I've got a coffee in there. Really nice people. Same here, nice as Nobby. Okay, so let's get into tonight's show, right? So lots to discuss tonight. The election is in 2 weeks today, so effectively less than 2 weeks. And before we start, well done to everybody who helped us get the leaflet drop supported, particularly one fella. I see him in the live chat. You know who you are. God bless you. Thanks for your support. Without him and the rest of you, none of this would be possible. So now we're getting 110,000 leaflets delivered to every single household in my constituency, County Donegal. See, like, I can't knock on every single door. I can't talk to everybody. But what we can do is, a post will deliver for free, but you got to pay for the printing of the leaflets. We've got that sorted now. So a leaflet drop sorted. Now we need advertising. So I missed out in this week's advertising, but next week we've got lots of newspapers to cover. I want to try and get into as many newspaper ads as possible, and social media advertising. Very, very important to get your face out there as much as possible. So there's a link in the description to my general election campaign. This is it now, folks. This is it. This is do or die. We will not have another 5 years. We need as many patriots elected to Dáil Éireann as possible. I'm running County Donegal. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. So if you want to support my election campaign, link is in the description. Whatever you can chip in, I'd greatly appreciate it. Whatever's brought in now in the next 2 weeks is going straight to advertising. Let's get as much advertising as possible. We don't have another 5 years. In another 5 years, the Irish will be a minority. So whatever we're bringing out for advertising, it's going straight to advertising. As much ads in the newspapers and as much ads on social media as possible. Maria Collins says, how did the mum and son doing? Did they get anywhere with the caravan? Okay, so an update on that. So long story short, for those who don't know, there's a video on my YouTube channel about a homeless man and his mother, severely disabled mother. They're homeless, living in their car. Now, we had a caravan for them, but it fell through for one reason or another. The lady that was giving us the caravan, something terrible happened, and she wasn't able to give it to us. So that's understandable. So, we've got a site. Now, a fella has, since I've last updated you, a fella has said they can park a caravan when they get a caravan on their site. So we have a site. Now, what we've raised, or used to have raised, €2,200 for a caravan. So hopefully we can get a caravan for that. Hopefully we should be. I'm going to meet up with him now on Sunday and give him a check for €2,200. So thanks to everybody. So hopefully we'll get sorted now, get them out of the car anyway. Yep, the place is unrecognisable, Donegal, absolutely. Someone's asking me how's Donegal doing with the plantation. Yep, it's getting bad, very bad. Okay, so look, if you want to support my election campaign, I would greatly appreciate it. We need to advertise now. That is what we need. We need all guns blazing now to get as much advertising as possible, to get my face and message in front of as many people as possible. So if you want to chip into my election campaign, that'd be fantastic. Link is in the description. Letterkenny is getting like Mogadishu. It already is. It already is like Mogadishu. What's the plan to use advertising and hope that? Well, I'm knocking on doors every single day. Like what else? What else can I do? I'm doing everything I can in my power. Yeah, there's loads of videos on my social media kit about what I'm all about. Donegal is in the northwest. It's like a county, like a large area. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. I've got lots of stuff to cover tonight. Yeah, no, I have TikTok, I have YouTube, I have TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. I've a leaflet delivered to every single household. I put on posters, knocking on doors. There's probably 10 people all over Donegal distributing leaflets, knocking on doors. You know, I'm doing as much as I can. We're doing long days. Quinn Caravans in Tyrone have 3 mobile homes free, but you have to move it. Right, okay. Quinn Caravans in Tyrone. Let me see. Quinn Caravans, Tyrone. So let me see here. What are they like? Mobile homes. Where do you see that? I'm just looking here now. Suppose about mobile homes for free. I don't see any. You know, like I'm putting myself out there, putting my face out there, putting up leaflets, or sorry, putting up posters myself, knocking on doors. You know, not like just doing as much as I can. Family, how don't see me. Yeah, we have the meal drop sorted. You know, my poor wife and children don't rarely see me. Like I just got in the door and I'm doing live stream. You know. So anyway, hopefully I get the support from you now because I'm putting the effort in. Just, you know, I need your financial support to get as much advertising as possible. Like advertising is very important. Okay, so I saw this here. Minister Roderick Garman was confronted in Cork by a voter who is angry with Ireland's open borders.
There's so many people coming in. Leaving too many people in without checking out who's coming into the country. They're coming in without. I travelled for 2 months this year, and I was around France and Spain. Everywhere I went, to book into a site, I had to produce my passport or documentation. You're leaving them in without documentation. If they come in without documentation, they should be sent back out again straight away. I will not be voting for you, and I do hope that you don't get back into power.
Well, you're absolutely
because your policies
but,
are totally off the wall.
But can I, you're absolutely entitled to your view, but can I just make a response? There were big issues with our immigration system. It wasn't fit for purpose, and we are reforming it.
1 minute now, one minute now.
Hold on now. Thank you very much. So there were problems with the system. It wasn't fit for purpose. We saw a very significant number of people arrive after COVID, and we are reforming it. We've used this safe country list. We've set out, if you're coming from a safe country, there's no clear reason why you're fleeing that particular area, and we've employed new people in the International Protection Office to speed up the processing. We've halved the time period within which we can process someone's application, and secondly, the numbers coming from those countries have dropped. this month in November, the number of people seeking international protection is half what it was earlier this year. So the steps that we're putting in place are working. Changes were needed. I agree with you there, and those changes are taking place.
It wasn't changes needed.
Yeah.
It wasn't changes weren't needed. What you needed to do was have one policy. If you don't have your documentation, you are not let in. Full stop.
When someone
One
comes
second
over.
now.
Well, what Ireland needs to do is close our borders. There's 150,000 people coming in every single year, and it's the biggest problem is not the illegal immigration; it's legal immigration. We're handing out work visas non-stop, work visas, student visas, all these BS. You know what I mean? Why don't trust his word? Yeah, well, you shouldn't trust his word. You know, there's 150,000 coming into Ireland every single year. We've just opened borders. The Irish will be a minority in 5 years. Yeah, John says they'll tell any lie needed to keep the grift going. Absolutely. Yeah, we survived thousands of years with these imports. Absolutely, Zerowski. Yeah, well, they're just sociopaths, just blatant liars. They're just born to lie. Okay, so an Irish woman was beaten and pepper sprayed by state forces because she was peacefully protesting the opening of an migrant centre in her community.
The soft caps were there, and then suddenly these vans arrived. They pulled in, and to be honest, we thought they were the immigrants coming in. And they walked around and stood behind. They gave no warning to get out of the way. They gave no prior knowledge, and it was like charge and bash.
How has this left your relationship with the guards, Aoife?
We're just broken. We're actually broken-hearted. We were there peacefully protesting for 5 weeks. We had a great relationship with our community guards. They'd pop up every few hours, say hello. We'd offer them a cup of tea. And now just to force in these public order units, it's broken trust, and we're meant to trust these people. And we just feel so let down.
Yeah, that lady's talking about Newton Mount Kennedy. For those who don't know, a wee small town in County Wicklow. They were peacefully protesting, open a migrant camp there, and they just brought in the Gardaí and just started battering and pepper spraying everybody. Crazy stuff, says Cup and Tea. We will not forget, says Latia. Absolutely. You will open your borders and be happy. Yeah. So it's good to see so many people joining the live chat. If you're new or you're just joining us, we're talking about mass migration into Ireland, the up and coming general election, how we don't have another 5 years. I'm running in County Donegal. My name is Niall McConnell. I'll be running as an independent for the up and coming general election. I need all your support. If you're in the Northwest, if you want to hand out leaflets, please get in contact with me. If you cannot do that, please support me financially. Now is the time for advertising. I want to get my an article and some advertising in the local newspapers and social media. So if you can't chip into my election campaign, we need all systems go now. So this is the page for my election campaign. Link is in the description. Let's go, everybody. Let's get as much raised now for as much advertising as possible. So if you want to chip into my election campaign, link is in the description. What else have we got here? So shocking, immigration is out of control in Ireland. That people are finding Africans sleeping outside their homes. Imagine your child goes out to play and this is what they encounter. I know.
Look at these chaps. They touch the fuck on, man. From Somalia. How'd you get into this country? What do you mean? How'd you get into the country, like? Wake your mate up that's asleep and touch on. No, that's not my mate. Yeah, touch on. Wake him up and touch on.
Yeah, Ireland's just turning into a third world. I really feel sorry for people in Dublin because they're getting a really tough time of it. And Donegal, to be fair, per capita has gotten huge amounts, huge levels of migration. Okay, moving on. Unbelievable. While President Trump is planning on deporting millions of illegals from the USA, the Taoiseach refuses to acknowledge illegal immigration even exists. This is the so-called Conservative Party in Ireland, further left than the Democrats. I know there's no difference between the Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and Sinn Féin. They all support the same policies: mass migration, the alphabet stuff in schools, radicalising our youth with propaganda, and killing unborn Irish children. They all support the main issues. They all are in agreement on them. So there's no difference. All hard left liberal parties.
Yes. So do you know how many illegal migrants we have in the country at the moment? Yes. So do you know how many illegal migrants we have in the country at the moment, for example?
You see, so the
Department of Justice
what does
doesn't
the
know.
phrase illegal migrant mean? Because that's a phrase that's a phrase that is used by some, but that's not a phrase in law. Anybody has a right to come here and seek international protection. It is the job then of the Department of Justice to assess the validity of that application.
Yes. So do you know how many illegal migrants?
It's absolutely disgusting. We know that 87% of migrants arriving in Ireland are destroying their passports. And we're saying they're not illegal. Of course they are. So you can arrive into Ireland, destroy your passport, and that's not illegal, really. Yeah, they don't have a right if they're illegal. Like, but these people are batshit. You know what? What's the population of Africa? Is it over 1 billion? Let me see. Population of Africa. 1.373 billion. The population of Africa is 1.3 billion. What's the population of Ireland? 5-6 million. Do they think that all them Africans in Africa have a right to come to Ireland? We can't. Ireland is full. We don't have the room. Don't have the capacity. Don't have the resources. It's destroying Ireland forever, and there's no going back. So this is in Ireland. Irish man ejects a foreigner who broke into his apartment building and set up camp in the stairwell. The government is creating chaos within our society. Let's play this clip here. Hold on now.
Who do you live here with me? What? What the fuck you doing here? Oh, what the fuck? You do. Oh, dig it around. Come here. Come here. Come here. Wait, don't get the fuck out of here now. Get the fuck out of here now. Get the fuck out of here now. You think you are? Who do you think you are?
Nothing, nobody. I don't mean any harm.
Yeah, people live here. People live here.
Who the fuck? They like this
Who said you could say here?
I'm sorry, mate. Nobody.
Who? No.
Nobody.
Get your shit and go, right? Get your fucking shit and go.
Okay.
Get your shit and go.
I'm sorry, mate.
No, I'm recording you, mate, yeah? What is the rat mother fighting
Yeah, we don't condone violence, but this is causing a serious problem in Ireland. It's causing a serious fraction in our society. The Irish people don't feel safe anymore. Morgan says even Pakistan is supporting people back to Afghanistan. Yeah, well, they don't like them, do they? Have a big gripe against each other. What else have I got here? So you have millions of people on the move. You can't tell them not to seek a better life. At the behest of the Irish people, Irish Justice Minister Helen McEntee implies that millions of migrants will be moving to Ireland.
People who are entitled.
Let's see this clip here.
Well, there's no doubt that we are seeing figures increase at a rate we've never seen before.
But too fast, too much for people.
Well, what is too fast? I mean, you have millions of people on the move. You can't tell these millions of people who are fleeing starvation, war, and many other crises not to move, not to seek a better life. What we have to make sure is that people who are entitled to get international protection here, and we all have signed up to an international global obligation to provide people with international protection, but we are under pressure. Of course we're under pressure. We've gone from a situation where we were providing international protection protection, or we were dealing with applications of about 3,000 or 4,000 a year. That's now close to 20,000 and will
And you weren't
possibly
prepared
increase
for
again.
that?
Well, our system had only ever dealt with around that. What I have done in a very short space of time is increase our international protection system in a way that has never happened before. We've doubled the amount of staff that's working in it. That's meant we've been able to triple the output. By next year, we will be able to deal with 25,000 applications. But most importantly, it's not just about how many you can process, it's how quickly. The quicker you can process an application, the easier it is to remove somebody if they get a negative decision. And the faster processing that I've introduced has meant that some countries have seen a reduction of about 80% of people coming from those countries.
Just complete nonsense. Utter nonsense. It just really makes you angry, doesn't it? Yeah, I can't stand her either, says Catherine. I agree with you, Catherine. It's hard, you know. You see your country just being destroyed right in front of you, and you're doing your best to stop it, to wake up the Irish people, and this gets worse and worse and worse. Yeah, Sean Mack, you're right there. I did want to make that point. There's no obligation to take an illegal immigrant. She's a liar. Of course there's no obligation. They keep saying this. There's no obligation on the Irish people to do this. I never signed up to anything. I never signed up to become a minority in my own country. An Irish man was interviewed in Galway by RTE, and he believes that immigration is number one election issue in Ireland. I agree 100%. That's what I'm getting at the door. Not just illegal immigration. Legal migration is too high in Ireland. There are too many foreigners coming to Ireland. RTE Morning Ireland interview.
After 8. But first, voters' views. Cian McCormack has been speaking to one voter in Galway, and for him, immigration is the number one issue in this election, and he's been telling Cian why.
There's just too many people coming. Not just asylum seekers, but people coming to work as well, you know. So there's, I suppose, that could...
I think 1 in 5 of people working here are from outside of Ireland.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends where you go, I suppose. But like, I notice it myself when I go to the hotel. It's mainly foreign people that work in there. You wonder where the Irish people have gone, you know, who used to work there, you know.
Maybe they don't want to work there, right?
Yeah, maybe they don't want to. Yeah. But that's.
Sorry, just going back. Immigration is an issue for you in the election. So you say there's too many people coming to Ireland.
Yeah, there's too many.
What's the solution for you?
It would be so. I think the mainstream political parties,
I'm running as an independent.
Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Labour, a smaller party. I don't think they're in touch with the people. The political parties represent EU interests, you know, and they represent, of course, multinational interests, but they represent, I think, a lot. I think the EU it has certain mandates or certain ideas that it wants to promote, you see, like multiculturalism.
Are you against multiculturalism?
I don't think we need it, you know. I mean, the country has survived for thousands of years without it. So why is it so important all of a sudden? You know, now it's important. I mean, the country survived 800 years of British rule without multiculturalism, unless you included the British. I mean, a certain number of people, you'll always have them for whatever reasons, but I think now it's just too much.
Too much.
It's too much. There's too many. It's a small country, Ireland. Was it like 4 million people it had or something like that? Less than that even. And the increase is coming from inward flow of people. Now, I understand people come here. Some people come to work, and sometimes when they work and they've earned enough, they move on, and there's nothing wrong with that.
For the economy to continue functioning, we need people to work here.
But that don't work. I'm a pharmacist, so I can see people coming into the pharmacy, for example, and they don't work. You know.
But we need people coming into Ireland to work.
So a lot of people who come here don't bring any economic benefit.
So do you think we should seal off our borders then?
More or less.
I like this guy more or less. He's trying to be nice, but it's quite a hard line. You know, we should close our borders for now. Close our borders. We have to figure out what's going on for the future of our country and carry out mass deportations. Oh, I long for the day of mass deportations. It's just someday it'll come. It'll come, I promise you. However, it should happen. We need mass deportations. So let's finish listening to this man here, sorry.
More or less. You can never seal them off completely. But I think, you see, the problem is a lot of people coming here claim to be asylum seekers.
Is this the biggest issue for you?
No, I would say yes.
Is it a big issue around here?
I think it's a big issue everywhere.
So that's what one voter in Galway was.
There you go. No, it is a hot issue. Like, it affects housing, affects healthcare, affects crime. You know, it's all intertwined. Yeah, we need like a mass deportation czar of some sorts. I'm getting a fantastic response at the door, Jay. Good man. Bring all the chippies home to shore up the border. See, the problem is, like, we have Irish diaspora everywhere. Why don't we bring them home? Bring them home. No, and give them a reason to come home. We'll pay for their flights, pay for their accommodation. Do the same to them what they're doing for all these friggin' non-Irish foreigners. Okay, so the Irish get confronted Helen McEntee, I think. Possibly today, was it? Yeah, she was in Bird today. She was awful chatty. Let's see.
Helen, would you like to talk about Gaelia Abraham? Helen, would you like to talk about Gaelia Abraham?
Thanks a million.
Murdered by an Afghan national that was in the country 6 months. Gutted in 1 minute and 52 seconds down in Limerick. Do you want to talk about Gaelia Abraham? No, don't touch me. Yeah, I'm allowed to walk. Don't touch me again, yeah? Good man. Imagine being afraid of a few questions, huh? Imagine being afraid of a few questions. Our Justice Minister is here in Borough County Offaly. He's afraid of the big bad far right. Helen, would you like to talk about Gaelia Abraham? Murdered by an Afghan national that was in the country 6 months. We're in Offaly here where Ashley Murphy was murdered by a man that was in the country 10 years. A man who had sex offences against a minor in another country and shouldn't have been here. Would it be hate speech to say that you're useless, Helen? You shouldn't be in the job. Helen, your husband works for a pharmaceutical company involved in the production of hormone blockers that you want to feed our children. Anything to say about it? Stop jostling me. Seriously. Releasing somebody from asking somebody questions. What a joke. Helen McEntee, you're not wanted. Anything to say about the skyrocketing crime rates around the country? Helen, anything to say about the excess deaths that are in the country? As of the CSO vital statistics, excess deaths are off the chart. What's causing them? Helen, how does a man like Peter Dubé, who's wanted for a treble murder, get into the country? How does that happen? You were hoping your little hate speech would stop these questions. Nothing to say at all, Helen, no. The legacy media don't ask you these hard questions, so we might as well. Make sure to sell your husband's hormone blockers. Would you like to talk about Gaelia Abraham? All the pharmacists to sell their husband's drugs, make sure they're sold the hormone blockers that they want to feed our children. Dublin's safe, Helen. Talk to us about Dublin being safe. It's nice to be able to hide behind the legacy media, isn't it?
She just keeps going. She keeps going into all those shops trying to get away from Michael. Oh, that's brilliant. He's very calm. You know, under serious pressure. There, he's just rolled to these. These things rolling off the tip of his tongue. Very, very good. And that was very, very good. No, he was under pressure. Then see the goons like kind of bullying and pushing him, but he stood his ground. And people like, I understand it because I've been there myself. You know, when you're under pressure, you can't think straight and you start stuttering and stammering, you know, but he was not having it. He was like, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. He's rhyming off what he wanted to say there about migrant crime, hormone blockers, you know, and she was going into every shop trying to get away from him, hoping he would just disappear.
If you take any...
So, okay, here's another clip here. Landlords are being financially incentivized by the government to accept Ukrainian renters before Irish people in a housing crisis. One landlord getting €1,200 a month was being taxed €600. Ukrainians get 800 ARP tax-free grant, so the landlord was €200 better off.
Who just had one, a landlord who just had one property. Their mother lived in a flat and became vacant, and they were getting €1,200 rent for it, right? Which they had to pay marginal tax on of €600 tax as an income. Right?
Yeah.
If you take in a Ukrainian, you get 800 a month, but it's tax free.
So you're 200 quid better off.
So the point I'm trying to make is that we made an emergency facility planning exemption and tax-free rent for the Ukrainians. Sorry, why didn't we do that for the homeless? I met a landlord who just had one property. Their mother lived in it.
Yeah, it makes a good point. Why didn't we do this for the homeless? You know, we're despised in our own country. The indigenous Irish are despised in our own country. Okay. So I was out campaigning today for the up-and-coming general election in County Donegal. I was hanging up posters, knocking on doors, handing out leaflets, trying to speak to as many people as possible, and I'm getting a fantastic response. See, like, I've been doing this for a long time now. I'm quite well known, believe it or not. And the response is really, really good. You know, I'm putting up posters. People are coming up to me wanting to get a picture taken with me. I was in getting a bite to eat today in a shop, and I was actually getting a bite to eat in Kiernan's today in Newton Cunningham. And just 4 young fellas were sitting across to me, and they came over to me and they wanted to take a photo of me. You know, so it's always very, very good. It's very positive. The youngsters are definitely on board. They're 100%. The youngsters really see what's happening because they have to live with this diversity. The elder generations don't really have to live with it. No, they can live out in rural Ireland and not have to deal with the consequences of mass migration. So what we're looking to get now done in the next 2 weeks is advertising. That's what we're trying to get done here. So there's a page there behind me. That's my election fundraiser. Whatever is coming in now financially is going straight to advertising. So we need to advertise in the local newspapers. We need to advertise on social media. We have 2 weeks now to get as much advertising as possible. So if you can chip into my election campaign, I greatly appreciate it. I think I have a good chance of getting elected, but I need your support. We need to stop the rot. We need mass deportations. We need a strong voice in the Dáil, but I need your support. Alright, so link is in the description. Scroll down below this video. Or if you want to support us other ways, you can go to our shop/store, whatever you call it. What have we got? We've got the butcher box. So we've got grass-fed lamb, grass-fed beef, and the highest quality pork in the world available to deliver anywhere in the island of Ireland or in mainland UK, England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. So this is where we deliver. So a beef box, pork box, lamb box, check it out. You can do a combo box like lamb and beef and pork, or lamb and pork. Whatever tickles your fancy. And what else have we got? So all these things I'm talking about are in the description. So we got the books here. Handbook for the New Fenian is a book we wrote ourselves. Our Martyrs is a really good book of the encounters of what our ancestors went through during penal times. Prayers of the Gael is like a ancient prayer book the Irish people had. It's a beautiful little handbook. The Irish language book. So if you want to learn the Irish language, we have got it here. The books, they've got English, Irish and audio as well, how to pronounce it. The Dewey Ream's Bible, the Irish Patriot newspaper, our very own newspaper. Padraig Pearse, The Coming Revolution, a history book, the history of Ireland under English rule, a complete, full 2 volumes, really, really good. What else have we got? Just check out our shop. No, support our work. We really, really appreciate it. So Ireland is full stickers, brown scapulars, breast, Irish tricolour. We've got some nice badges here, the Easter Lily badge. And now for winter, Shield and Heron Regatta jacket, really high quality, really warm jacket there. The official Shield and Heron got an embroidered Shield and Heron crest, the harp and Shield and Heron on it. So if you want to get that, that's in our shop as well. Okay, everybody, that's it for me. Night is 10 o'clock on Friday night. So I'm going to I have still more work to do, and more canvassing to do tomorrow as well. So we'll be out knocking on doors, handing out leaflets tomorrow as well. So wish me luck. If you can support my election campaign, I greatly appreciate it. If you can afford it, all right. So let's get as much raised and as much advertising as possible, everybody. I don't know when I'm going to be live again. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Sunday, all right. So we're going to leave it there. God bless you all. Aaron Gobra.